Come in.
Hey,
What's up, bro?
what are you doing? We have a review to, do.
Yeah, I'm just checking Facebook.
Facebook? You hear that, people? He's checking Facebook.
There's a reason for this.
Yes. Would you like to tell the people why you're on Facebook? That's where we're reviewing a special Spongebob Season 9 episode today.
Bulletin board.
Oh, yeah. Now let's get this review started.
Yeah, I already know. We were supposed to review 2001 next, but keep things short.
Our TED review got taken down, so we're just gonna replace it with a SpongeBob episode, as we always do.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
just ironic, isn't it?
Alright, well, let's get started. Enjoy.
Yes, Bulletin Board. In my opinion, the best Season 9 episode of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so our episode starts with Mr. Krabs talking to this old lady about how she liked her Krabby Patty and wanting to spread that to the community.
So SpongeBob has the idea to bring out a bulletin board from Mr. Krabs' office, in which Mr. Krabs remarks that it's his cork board, and he doesn't think it's an opportunity until SpongeBob explains it to him.
However, the old lady actually thinks it's actually a pretty dang good idea, so she comes up, you see, and writes them her note basically on
And some nice knitting thread.
Yeah, and basically, so we got a nice little detail here, basically, on how she liked it so much, and this guy was basically talking well on how he was going to lawyer, but now he wants a Krabby Patty.
And because of this one thing on a bulletin board, the entire customers go all around and they start liking and then now start posting stuff on the bulletin board as their own version of social media.
Including Lost Old Man Jenkins.
Yeah. And, of course, Pearl is part of it, too. As I said, this is just basically their own version of, social media. And SpongeBob comes to Mr. Krabs' office to tell him how much of a success it is.
Yeah, generally it just works out pretty dang well, and it seems to be going well for them, and then basically, well, not anymore.
Because there's a problem. Apparently, when SpongeBob goes onto the bulletin board, he wants to hide what he just saw. But unfortunately, when some of the customers try to look, Bubble Bass appears in this episode. He wants to figure out what it is, so he tells everybody that everyone should have the right to see it.
And so basically Mr. P*7 here, aka Patrick, yeah, we're spoiling it now, I don't care, basically, wrote an insult by accident, and
This gets Bubble Bass kind of mad.
And basically, because it kind of causes everyone to spread negative comments and pretty much gets everybody mad one by one.
Anyway, this one customer tries to tell Mr. Krabs that everybody has the right to put whatever they want on the bulletin board, and Mr. Krabs has no right to take it off.
Yeah, so basically, in turns, well, SpongeBob tries to, get it, fixed, but that doesn't really work.
And then the entire bulletin board gets started crowded with so many things. Anyway, while SpongeBob is obviously making Krabby Patties like really fast, just look at the way he does it, Squidward comes up to him and literally tells him that there's something he should probably see on the bulletin board because it's actually really bad stuff.
And it's basically Patrick making fun of SpongeBob again, but
Cry Bashy 139, more like Cry Baby 139 by P*7. And Bubble Bass tries to talk about this to SpongeBob.
All the while, basically, SpongeBob basically is upset while Mr. Krabs is a little annoyed that no one was buying any patties.
And so people brought in their own lunch. Anyway, SpongeBob is upset and tells Patrick about it.
And then basically Mr. Krabs out of nowhere goes a little crazy with it because literally everyone is pulling just notes everywhere.
Yeah, literally everywhere. And then that's where Squidward and Bubble Bass get into an argument. And after that, the entire restaurant on the inside is completely covered with Post-it notes.
Okay, seriously, dang, that's
and not
a lot.
just that, but check out the outside of the Krusty Krab.
Man, that's freaking a lot. Do you really need that many?
So Mr. Krabs gets tired of who this P*7 is, and they basically plan a stakeout where they stay inside the Krusty Krab, SpongeBob, Squidward, and Mr. Krabs all together.
Yeah, it's actually a nice little different type of interaction because, sometimes they just make fun of each other, but in this case it was actually a nice little funny joke. It was just like, oh, wow, I can understand why now.
Yeah, so basically the three of them stay there until they find out who the perpetrator of P*7 is, and as we told you before, it's Patrick Star.
Yeah, basically in turns, because it was a big misunderstanding, and in turns, nice little reference and how some misunderstandings happen on social media, and Mr. Krabs still throws a hissy fit because it was all just because of a misunderstanding, that he just has enough of that bulletin board and literally eats it up rather than attacking Patrick.
Yeah, you think he'd look like he was actually about to literally maul Patrick, but then he's actually more pissed off about the bulletin board that he literally bulldozes the area and gets everything out of the way. To the point that he actually just starts to destroy most of the Krusty Krab walls, like as you can see here, and actually sweeps everything out with a reef blower.
Yeah, ironic reference. Anyway, so basically SpongeBob and Patrick explain everything pretty much, whereas Patrick was just like, in turns, his final note was basically to fix a misunderstanding, and SpongeBob just realizes the truth.
But, of course, he actually gets upset because he really did like the idea of a social media type of bulletin board.
But he was right, as he says, we were the monsters.
as they were. But Mr. Krabs gets tired of the mess, so he finds something in the rubble of paper, which is literally a knitting circle, which he forces Squidward, Patrick, and Spongebob all to do.
Yeah, basically, it's a nice little callback to the beginning of the episode, because it's the same old lady from the beginning.
And so, yeah, they're all in the end of the episode just knitting while Squidward is just putting down.
Where is P-Star 7?
Oh, now I see what you're talking about. Now I got that new updated Facebook.
Yeah, that was a weird update. Anyway, so, bulletin board.
Huh?
Put it down!
Sorry.
Seriously, the kids
Yes.
today. And
Hey,
I'm in
come on.
it.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, bulletin board. Oh my god, I have to agree with this guy. Best season 9 episode, period.
Yeah, my favorite of the season. It's solid. It's a really interesting parody of social media. And basically, hey. Anyway, so in turns, with this episode, it was interesting because in turns, everything about this is just accurate to real life. I mean, in turns, because sticky notes are still being used to this day.
Yeah, just the way that everybody's like handling the situation. Hey, I like that photo of yours.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Excuse us.
Sorry.
Anyway, as we
Facebook
were,
could be really addicting.
or any social media site, but yes, the fact that this episode actually portrayed social media in a bulletin board style way was just pretty funny.
That's pretty clever. I mean, SpongeBob usually doesn't really want to update to things like that, so generally trying to parody it would be a little risky. But
I will be
it actually worked.
I'll be one of the people who say Bubble Bass was just my favorite part of the episode. Just seeing him as like an actual character and a major character in this episode was
Yeah,
just
and even
gold.
getting D. Bradley Baker back to voice him.
Well, of course, D. Bradley Baker is always on SpongeBob.
I know, but it just makes me wonder really because some of the fish aren't usually voiced the same. It's just I guess because this one was more iconic,
But the fact that Bubble Bass just returned as like a big character was just gold.
Seriously, recurring character already, people. And
But yeah, I love this episode. I give it a 10 out of 10.
yeah, overall this one is just solid. I really like on how this just parodies social media. SpongeBob, like I said, doesn't really like to update the things. I mean, when they updated the intro, they didn't want to do it. Anyway, so
But no, the fact that they're actually doing something that's very, very accurate to what's happening today, it's just good.
yeah, overall that was really clever. I mean, unfortunately, it does happen in real life, where basically a misunderstanding and people go crazy. I mean, I can give you stories how many times I got attacked on Facebook for a misunderstanding.
Ugh.
Ugh.
P-Star 7, everybody.
P-Star 7 for you, man. And
I also love that the episode portrays P-Star 7 as actually literally like an internet troll kind of way.
yeah, it was.
He's like it's internet troll or a cyberbully or just one of those people who are just crazy on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, I can give you stories on how, in terms of things like that. And this,
But yeah, this episode in general, just gold of season 9.
seriously, just
How do you guys go from an episode of like Little Yellow Book and to another episode like Mutiny of the Krusty to such a golden episode like this?
It's ironic, really, with SpongeBob. It doesn't matter how people say it goes downhill. You got a really shitty one,
You know
and then
what?
a golden one immediately after.
The thing with SpongeBob, it goes up and downhill. It just keeps going up and down. You got good episodes, then you got some episodes that are not so good. But overall, this episode,
It's just
I'll say it 100 times if I have to. It's just a good episode.
it rivals the classic era. I'd probably have to put it in my top 10 of all time.
And we both came into agreement saying we kind of wish we grew up watching this episode because this does feel like a seasons 1 to 3 persona, or maybe even season 4.
Which is kind of ironic because Facebook because in terms of blogging stuff like that was just getting started.
2004 and 2005.
Yeah, it was just getting started on the mainstream then, so it really would fit more in the 4th season, but it does work for the first 3 too.
It would. It was gold. It was like it captures what a good SpongeBob episode would be. Nothing like there's no oblivious scenes. There's no bad personality for any characters. It's just a good episode.
Yeah, I mean the whole Squidward misery thing was not even really torture. It's just more I didn't want to be here.
Yeah, it's just one of those classic Squidward being arrogant, like in the original first 3 seasons.
Which is pretty much what is needed. Seriously, the show is really back to form, and that's why, like I said, we're reviewing every season 9, whether good or bad. We're gonna get to them all eventually.
Especially seasons 10 and 11. Oh boy, have we got some episodes for you guys there.
Oh, trust me, there was a really gold one in there.
I'm telling you, SpongeBob in general, major improvement.
Not only major improvement, it's back to form. It's good. Second coming of SpongeBob. Basically, it's.
But
like,
it is because SpongeBob started out as a great show. Then it went downhill with very bad episodes, and then it came back up after.
before anyone says it, no, it's not season 4's job. It was just more of like it just slowly went downhill. Took a while.
Yeah, no, it was season 4 was a good season. They have a good chunk.
Season
of good
5
episodes.
is okay. It was more when season 6 happened, things really went downhill. But season 9, I mean, in general, it's just been like the animation got updated. Shockingly, SpongeBob's voice is a lot better than what it's been lately.
It's not very high pitched. It's like Tom Kenny was doing a very good job.
It's to the point where actually during the second half of season 9, Tom Kenny actually became a like a sound editor a bit. Like he's the interns, you know. So it's like he generally knows what he wants to do with SpongeBob. So he's like toned it down a lot. And overall, this episode's solid. 10 out of 10. Actually, I'm being harsh on 10 out of 10. 20 out of 10.
Oh God, this just deserves the biggest score ever.
Seriously, this is gold.
I would just give this an infinity because it deserves that high. Okay,
it's perfect. This episode is just gold. It's perfect parody.
It's the best episode of season 9. Period.
Considering we're in the digital age, this aged perfectly. Because
absolutely,
it doesn't matter how old we're gonna get with this. I know this only came out like a year or two ago, but this is just this is just perfect. It aged.
We don't usually do these in our reviews, but I'm just gonna say my favorite scene in the entire episode was seeing Mr. Krabs' money wall completely just shredded down because of SpongeBob. What was your favorite scene in the episode?
Well, that's a tough one. I probably had to give it just seeing Bubble Bass out and how we're just getting insulted in the middle of that montage.
Especially with seeing Squidward and Bubble Bass just at each other.
Yeah, just at each other's throats. I mean, seriously, I really wish that Bubble Bass was more of a recurring character in the series. And this episode is clear proof of what he can be.
Remember in that episode, Plankton's good eye?
Yeah, seriously.
Help! Save me!
And yeah, we know that was season 8, but that was pretty good.
It's still, just anytime they would return Bubble Bass, he's just a good... We all know him as the memorable character from Pickles and other season 1 episodes.
Yeah, the only other one I could think of is like the
episode
Plankton.
where Bubble Bass sat on him.
Oh, yeah, fun, I mean, sorry.
That was fun.
Yeah, other than that, he just disappeared. I get the feeling...
For a good chunk of...
the show.
Yeah, I mean... I don't think there was a they didn't really use any cameos or anything. They just made him disappear, and then a miracle happened where he returned
out of nowhere in season 8. It just happened.
And the fact that they got D. Bradley Baker shows that it's just amazing of what the show can do.
Yeah, and it's just out of nowhere. Plankton Good's Eye. It was Bubble Bass that made that episode, and pretty much he started becoming more of a background character, but at the same time, it's partially because Steven Hillenburg does have a hint in the series again, so I get the feeling...
That's why this show has been gotten so better after its downfall at that one point, because when Hillenburg returned, everything got so good. I mean, yes, there are a few duds.
And I know he's no longer the showrunner, so it's never going to be really the same as the first 3 seasons.
Well, SpongeBob's never going to be the same as it was once years ago.
Yeah, in this case, it's just more... It's trying, at the very least, and this is clear proof it fits in the first 3 seasons. This is clear, like, they're trying to make the first 3 again.
But yeah, that's our review on Bulletin Boards, SpongeBob Season 9.
The best episode of the season, and amazing.
Alright, that was our review. Please, comment, subscribe.
Ring that bell, even.
Absolutely, and then subscribe for more reviews as we will start our space segment.
For real this time.
Well, yeah.
Sorry about that.
We'll see you next time on our Space Odyssey, 2001 Space Odyssey.